"10 kids that changed the world." Jack Andraka. At only 16 years old, Andraka was able to discover a patent-pending method that's extremely inexpensive at detecting cancer in its very early stages. The method involves identifying a protein found in urine that indicates the presence of pancreatic, ovarian, and lung cancer. Louis Braille. Born in 1809 in Coupvray, France, Louis Braille endured an eye injury which left him blind at 3 years old and until his death at age 43. While studying at the Royal Institute for Blind Youth in Paris, he began to develop a system of reading by using raised dots in different series to express the alphabet. At only 19, he became a full-time teacher at the Royal Institute, teaching this groundbreaking form of communication in algebra, grammar, and geometry. Iqbal Masih. Sold into bonded child labor to a carpet industry in the Pakistani town of Muridke. For the equivalent of about $12, Iqbal was forced to work 12-hour days. At 10 years old, he managed to escape to join the Bonded Labor Liberation Front of Pakistan and managed to help free 3,000 Pakistani children. He was assassinated on Easter Monday in 1995, presumably by the Carpet Mafia. Anne Frank. After 2 years of her and her family hiding in various rooms in her father's office building in the Netherlands, she was finally found and arrested only to die of typhus 7 months into her imprisonment in the Bergen-Belsen concentration camp. Having become the most discussed Holocaust victim ever, Anne Frank has been acknowledged as a very eloquent and impressive writer. Ever since her father, Otto Frank, was able to have her entire diary published and translated in 67 different languages, it gained recognition as the most translated Dutch piece of writing ever. Elif Bilgin. At the age of 16, Elif Bilgin has come up with a groundbreaking form of bioplastics that will not decay rapidly. She experimented with fruit peels and discovered the high starch levels in the banana peels was the perfect candidate to begin to create her form of plastic, as starch is a key ingredient in the production of all plastic. Blaise Pascal. Child prodigy Blaise Pascal was only 12 years old when he developed the first ever calculator for his father, who was a tax collector. It was named the Pascaline and was initially the size of a shoebox and functioned using a series of toothed wheels turned by hand. For the record, Blaise also invented probability theory, the syringe, and even roulette. Malala Yousafzai. Known for her activism and involvement with rights to education and rights for women specifically in Swat Valley in Pakistan, Malala was going up against the Taliban, enforcing their rule of banning girls from going to school. At 15 years old, she endured a bullet wound to the head after defying Taliban orders, and upon recovery from a coma, she continued to insist that the United Nations send books and pens instead of battalions and grenades. At 17 years old, Malala became the youngest person ever to be given a Nobel Peace Prize. Claudette Colvin. At only 15 years old, Colvin raised her voice against segregation in 1955 when she refused to relinquish her seat on a segregated bus. Upon being arrested for this offense, she challenged the absurdity of this law in court, where it eventually led to a Supreme Court order to outlaw segregation on buses everywhere. Anne Makosinski. British Columbia's Anne Makosinski is a young inventor who was able to invent a flashlight that runs purely on the heat of the human hand alone. She used Peltier tiles for the thermoelectric component. When one side is heated and the other feels cool ambient air, electricity is conducted, and the flashlight was able to function perfectly without batteries. Boyan Slat. At only 19 years of age, Slat of the Netherlands came up with the Ocean Cleanup Array, processing platforms that collect floating plastic debris in our oceans. It's designed to only collect the rubbish, but avoid marine life like fish and plankton that will simply pass through and unharmed. His idea gained worldwide recognition due to his theory that his invention can clean up 20 billion tons of plastic from the world's oceans in only 5 to 10 years.